Welcome to Degrees of Separation, a podcast where we journey to learn how we are connected and who we are connected to.
It gives us at least a glimpse of how connected we all are.
From entrepreneurs and small business owners to difference makers and thought leaders throughout our communities. This is Degrees of Separation with Joshua Peacock and Daryl DJ Sales.
Hey, what it is, what it do, man. We back off up in this thing. Unos mas. Yes, sir. It's your host, Elder Joshua Peacock.
And your boy, Pastor DJ Sales.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, DJ, we got one that go way back with me, man. I'm talking about back like my hairline, back like his hairline. You know what I'm saying? We go far, far back, man. We just did the math, man, off air. So, man, 27 years we've been rocking, man. Going all the way back to middle school, man.
God.
EMS, bro. 6th grade, man. Yes, sir, man. You got any stories, man, from back when, man?
Too many of them. I don't know if we can say all of them on here, but we got the PG stuff going back. I remember, I came from a 8th Street Elementary in Ocala, so when I got to Denellen, you were the first people I kind of linked up with just because we was like sports junkies, you know what I'm saying? So in PE class, if we was playing football out there or basketball or whatever, we kind of like started talking through that type of deal, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I remembered, I was like, dang, Josh is fast, boy. We did the shuttle run. This man beat the whole record of the whole school, 8th graders and all, when we was just youngins, like in 6th grade, man. It was crazy. But yeah, we go way back. Rode the bus together coming up, everything.
Yes,
all
sir.
that good.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. I got to introduce you properly. Man, none other than Rossi Pico, scoliosis himself, Rossi Sporano. Yeah, man. I got so many names for Rossi, man. I've been calling you Roscoe, Pico, scoliosis, Sco, man, everything, man. I'm talking about, riding the bus, man, the Westwood days, man. Oh, man, just, I'm talking about dirt roads, man. Just youngins, man, Hey, one of my favorite memories, man. It ain't necessarily with you. And he know what some people might say it's crazy, but it's with your mom, man.
Yeah,
it's with your mom. He used to play piano with his mama, man.
Yeah.
I can't play piano to save my life, but she'll tell me which notes to push. We'd be over there.
Where's my I said, Josh, good.
Yeah, that's my friend right there. His mom is real supportive with me in ministry and everything, man. I know you ain't got Max no more, but little dog Max. His name wasn't Max, but I called him Max.
Eddie, but he used to call him Max, and he was like, I don't care what his name is. He's Max to me. That was good.
Yeah, name was Eddie. Name was Eddie. Yeah, I called him Max. Just riding up and down the road, man. House parties. You know what I mean? Just all of that, man. But the reason we got you here, man, because we just want to honor, men who are out there taking care of responsibilities, not just as men, but as fathers to their seed, man. And we got you here, man, because you're one of the fantastic fathers that we like to honor for this month of June, man. And yeah. I don't just in case so we can keep the audio right. Whenever you want to get ready to say something, you know what I mean, just let me know, just give me a little nod and I can just let you ride, man. Because it's kind of I guess because we ain't all on Wi-Fi, it's kind of blocking out or whatever. But yeah, man, you are one of the first out of, I think, my brother, Fat Mac, and you are the first ones to have youngins, man.
Yeah, I forget who it was at a DP or Eric, but I know they was running a tight race as far as who had them first, and then I feel like I kind of fell in next with that, and everything comes at you fast. But I kind of feel like in a weird way I had a head start of being a father figure with coaching basketball. You know what I mean? Even though they were older, being in high school and everything, but it was like that fatherly instinct trying to lead people down the right path, stuff like that. You know, encouragement and stuff like that. It just kind of, I don't know. Then I started coaching probably like 3 years before I had my son. And
Okay.
then, so, that's a whole different story though. Babies versus, teenagers, young men trying to become men, and you're trying to lead them down the right roads and everything, so they don't make mistakes where you've seen other people you mess up at or whatnot. But so I feel like I had
Right.
kind of a head start with that, but it comes at you fast, man. Staying up late night, you got to change diapers, get bottles ready. What you know how the game goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
get
it
into
was
it
it
quick.
was okay. Yeah. Dennis was first because his daughter, my niece, she's like a junior,
Yeah,
and I know Isaiah's like he's a sophomore, right?
yeah.
So they right there, and then Braylon he just became he a freshman now, right?
No, he's actually gonna be in eighth grade next year. So he's
Okay.
oh,
So you
almost,
got him playing
almost,
you got him playing with the high schoolers.
yeah. Well, not with him, but working out on the. I got him
Yeah.
working him. Trying to get him right.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What it is, it's like when I grew up, my dad worked at the high school, right at Janella High. So they thought I was too young to stay home alone. So while my mom was at work, my dad would bring me to work in the summers, so they didn't have to pay for a babysitter. He would just lock me in the gym, not lock me in there. He, he'd roll out a bag in the gym and be like, "Hey, when it's my lunch break, I'll come bring you food. If you need some water, you know where the water fountains are in the hallway." So I would just be shots up, doing my thing in the gym, stuff like that. So it was like I didn't want to be that dad that was like forcing basketball down his throat, to where he hated it. So I kind of just, once he fell in love with it, now it's on. Now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be that
Yeah.
guy, gonna coach you up and train you, work on your weaknesses and all that, so he understands now.
Right. And that's back when we used to be able to drink out of water fountains. When was the last time you drank out of a water fountain, bro?
And we used to drink out of water hoses and all that, bro.
Hey, right now I
Hey, and I
trust a
must
water
say,
hose more than a fountain.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
you're right. I would say Skull is yeah, one of the coldest shots out there, brother. Man can ball, man. Man,
Wow.
hey, I knew his move though. Skull come run up the court, and he'll do a little pump fake like this. He'll pump fake you, have you up in the air, man. Then just go do a little layup on you, man.
Try to
But
get
yeah, man, Skull, man, he still. I see you out there, man. Still got the shot wet, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to lose some weight, bro. I almost hit about 300 pounds, after a car accident. My back was messed up. So I
Yeah.
kind of just, if you don't change that diet and you just eat the same, but you take out the cardio and all the hooping, running up and down the court, that'll put some weight on you. So I'm trying to get back down to, my fighting weight. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm in there.
Right. Yeah. Let's get to it though, man. Your son, you have a son, only child, right?
Yeah, only child.
Braylon.
Yep, Braylon James Sporano.
Yes, sir. And he's a loyal Gator fan. If you would like to challenge that, I do have pictures. I do have
Oh,
pictures.
please.
Oh man, it's
Nah, Skull State fan all day.
that's an inside joke between me and Josh because he's a Gator and I've been a Seminole since birth. But when Braylon was a baby and Josh would come over, he would put his Gator hat on Braylon and take pictures on social media. But truth be told, man, whoever ends up showing interest later on in the game, whether it's football or basketball, whatever they want to send an offer, if it's the Gators or whoever, it could be JUCO. I'm down for whoever wants to do whatever with them. You know what I mean? When you get older,
Most definitely.
all of that fan based stuff is out the window. It's whatever's best for the kid and the education and where he can get in and fit in.
Right.
You know.
Right. Right. So when Braylon was born, man, I have to ask you this. I ask every father this. Did you cry?
Nah, I didn't cry. I felt, actually I was kind of scared because when they go to burping them, trying to get the fluid out their lungs, he didn't cry right away, and I got kind of nervous, and I was kind of like in a state of panic, but not like an emotional cry state. It was like, but once I
Right.
heard that cry, I just started cheesing. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be all right. He, you know, well yeah, once I clipped that cord, man, it was off to the races, man.
Oh, so you got the clip? You got to cut the cord?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I was in there.
Peacock, you
Ah,
ain't get to do yours?
man, my wife had 4 C-sections, bro.
Yeah, that's a different ball game.
Wow.
So because my daughter, my first daughter, she I think she had pooped in the womb, and like something was going on. She wasn't breathing right. Something happened, and then she had to have an emergency C-section. And they recommend once you have 1 C-section, you continue to have C-section. So man, I've never seen it come out the womb. You know what I mean? My wife had that sheet up, and they was slicing my wife open, man, and that's why she can get anything she want from me, man. She done went up under the knife 4 times for me, man, to bring my seed here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I ain't even think about that, bro. Dang, man, I ain't even get to cut it, bro. Oh man. So what does that feel like to see that and to participate in the birth of your son?
it changes your life, to be honest. Because when you're younger, you might have that macho thing about you. Everybody. But as soon as you get real vulnerable, once you see, like, I didn't realize, I just saw that hair, like that wet hair coming out, and I was like, that's his head? And the next thing you know, it got even bigger coming out, and I was like, oh Lord, this boy's a monster. He was a big baby, man. But yeah, it changes your perspective on life. You realize, like, I'm responsible for another human life at that point. You know what I mean? And all that macho stuff goes out the window, like, tough guy and all that stuff. It's all about trying to be the protector and provider for the another life that you created, help create. You know what I mean? So, but it changes you in a good way. You know what I mean? So
Right, right. I mean, you were not out there thugging it, you know
nah,
what I'm saying?
nah.
But yeah, I understand what you mean. Even though you did have the whole,
Yeah. I
a little gold
had
up
some
and
goals back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah, let's go ahead the things in there, boy.
man.
But yeah, so where because I know you like you said your dad would bring you to work, and I kind of understand you and your dad's relationship just being around, man. But that what did you grab from your dad, man, that you applied to raising your son?
See, that's a good question. My dad's ex-military. He was like a Vietnam vet, couple tours over there. So it was like growing up under him was like strict. You've been around, bro. You know how it
Right,
was.
right,
And it was like so strict to where it had you scared to mess up as far as grades wise, behavior wise. So you were trying to please him by staying on the right track and trying to do right. So then now as a father, I didn't want to be overly strict, but I'm putting that fear in them where, like, listen, man, if you mess up, the consequences of this, and that. I try to talk more about it. Like my dad would, he's a good man, pops, you know what I'm saying? Like he
yeah,
would get on to you and give you that look to where if he looked at you a certain way, you knew like, okay, tighten up. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to whoop it, all of that good stuff. So it's like instead of the whole whooping route, I try to be that father to, all right, let's try to talk through some things and let me put it out there to him so he knows right from wrong from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And kind of give him some
right,
freedom to where, you know, he can choose the right path on his own instead of me like being a helicopter parent hovering over him the whole time. You know what I mean? So I kind of chose
right.
that route. And so far, you know, hold on, sorry y'all, there's some noise in the background there. But so far, he hasn't been getting in trouble in school. Everything's been going good. His grades could be a little bit higher. We're working on that. But as far as the trouble aspect of things, like I get compliments from teachers like, "Oh, you and Tanisha done a great job raising Braylon. He's a well-mannered young man." And to me, as a parent, that's like that means the world because it's like, he may not be a superstar athlete or he might not have the highest GPA, but that you get respect from other adults saying like you've done a good job raising him with his manners, and you know what I'm saying. He's not hanging with the wrong crowds and stuff like that. So that's always
Yeah, man. Some of the best advice my dad ever gave me and my mom. He said, man, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, will get you farther in life than anything else, man. And a lot of people that have went out their way for me and my brother Dennis, man, because were respectful, young men, and a lot of people looked out for us coming up, man, because of that, man. So, man, we commend you for raising your son with that information, man.
appreciate.
Y'all want to know what's funny, man? What's funny is like I actually hear things nowadays saying that oh well, that's kind of like slave mentality, and yes sir and no sir and yes ma'am and no ma'am, and I'm like, man, y'all will find a way to misconstrue like something so small, it could get you so far. Like it's it's not like there's nothing wrong with that, and that's kind of one of those things that I actually had to learn, like on my own. I had to parse that out because, I didn't really have like a steady father figure, who kind of instilled that in me. But, I don't know, I learned pretty quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I mean, it helps you out. Now, Scope, coming up, man, you had one of the freshest shoe games known to man. The man had, and it wasn't just Jordans, man. He had everything. He had the Griffeys. He had the Bo Jacksons. He had he had everything.
I
He was
had
It
like
was
Will
if
Smith.
it was
I had a cheat.
the man
I had a cheat. My brother, he was 15 years older, so my
Oh,
parents.
bring that back. Something wrong with the audio.
Oh yeah, it's echoing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I was saying I got
We good.
code because I had a brother with me.
Yeah, it's still echoing.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
I don't know where that's from.
It's still echoing?
He's a cop. He's a cop. No,
Oh,
I
oh,
don't, it's, I don't know what that's from.
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Hold on. I don't know. I'm gonna mute me and DJ and see if it'll do.
Wi-Fi. It's unmuted now. It's good? All right. Now I was saying earlier. All right, we good then. I was saying I had a cheat code in a way because my brother's 15 years older than me, right? So my parents, they weren't trying to splurge and ball out on the sneaker game tip because it gets expensive. But my brother being older than me, so when I got to middle school age and high school age, he's already a grown man with a good career, and he would look out on birthdays, Christmases. Like I'd shoot him like the little list of, like, hey man, I like these, wink wink, and then my big bro would look out and, what size you need, man, or whatever, So that was like my little cheat code, because my parents, that's why when I got older and got my own job, I kind of just spoiled myself, buying all the shoes that I wanted that they wouldn't get me, but my brother, like I remember a couple Christmases, they would all chip in and buy me like a pair of Dion's or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But he was like my cheat code as far as when the folks would be like, nope, you get two pairs of shoes, and it would usually be Reebok Classics. I get the dark, the gum sole with the black pair, or get the all whites, and alternate with my little outfits. But then when Big Bro would hook it up, then I could get, the upper tier stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
And I asked that question. I don't know what. Hold on. I asked that question, and yeah, that's DJ, man. I asked that question because I see the pictures of you and Braylon, and you putting them up on game, man. How does that feel
Yeah.
to be able to, put your son up on a shoe game, man.
It's crazy because when he was a baby, well, you see him, you know what I'm saying, coming up. Like, the shoes were cheaper. The smaller the size, the cheaper the pairs were, But as he got older, it would be only like 2 or 3 pairs of J's, whatever, mix and match. And then he hit a point where he wore my size shoe. So then he started digging off in my collection. And then I'm glad now he's like a size 13, so I don't got to worry about that no more. But it was a good feeling. Like, and the funny thing is, like when we were coming up, it was always like, oh man, you want to stay fresh and wear all the latest stuff and all of that. But it was like his generation of buddies of his, they weren't really. They would wear like scuffed up whatever and wouldn't care. They would be like, oh yeah, these are cool, and they wouldn't really take pride in it. If we had those 2 pairs of Reebok Classics, we'd have a rag, wiping them down, cleaning them up, trying to wash the laces with OxyClean to get them freshened up. You know what I mean? We took pride in that. These kids these days, you could give your kids every pair they want, but if they're not going to take the pride in taking care of them, it's kind of like they don't even really care. So why am I pulling the trigger on all these different releases coming out? Just get them 1 or 2 good pairs and let them rock out with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And man, you talk about trying to keep your shoes clean, because like you said, you get 2 pair, you might get another pair during Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we had to walk through grass in dirt roads. You get the plastic bag and tie up your shoes while you're walking through the grass. Once you hit the pavement, get to school, you take the bag off, and because you know what I'm saying, you got clean shoes now, man. Yeah, man. But that's tight that you're able to share that with your son, man. And I would think, man, I would want him to stay my size so I could just, shoot him a couple of my shoes from here to there instead of just coming out the pocket spending another $200 on a pair of shoes.
That's one way to look at it, but the other way is he's rough on them. So if you got a collection, something that sold out and you just happen to get it before you had to pay resale prices on it, because them things get expensive when they go to reselling them on eBay and whatever. But if he's tough on them and he's scuffing them and fold them up like a wallet because he's rough the way he walks. We used to walk funny just to keep our shoes from creasing. You remember them days,
right?
And like you said, those bags on the shoes, and don't let it be raining on the bus ride home. I'll put them things in the backpack and run through them dirt roads all muddied out with bare because it's easier to wash a pair of socks or wash your feet off, you know what I'm saying, once you take a shower versus ruining your pair of kicks that you got for the rest of the year, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's
right. And what's crazy is, man, I get to live vicariously through you guys who have the older sons, because my son, he's just hitting that age to where we can kind of do some big boy stuff. He's 4, but like we just went up to Tennessee like a month ago, and he was too small to ride the go-karts by himself. So he rode the big boy go-kart with me. So he had his own steering wheel and everything. And so we hit the go-kart, we hit the turn. I say, turn it, son. I call him fella, turn it. And so he's sitting there turning like he driving and stuff. And we going up the hill. So we doing like some real fun stuff to where, as a baby, you can't do these things. How does it feel to do the ride roller coasters, go to the games, and he understands? Like I went to a monster truck and stuff, but for him to understand the excitement and do the excitement, how does that feel, man?
That's a real good point. Yeah, it's a great feeling, man. Like all right, when we were coming up, I used to love roller coasters, but then the older I get, I don't know, it's like they scramble me up. My head's all woozy. I'm feeling kind of like I almost lost my lunch riding that roller coaster, stuff like that. But he's all about it now. So it's like I just try to tough it out and try not to look too like I'm not scared of it because I've been there, done that. But I know, and when I get off this thing, I'm gonna be so rough, So, but that type of stuff's always fun, And then speaking of the driving the go karts, I don't know if the laws are watching, but in my my dirt roads around our neighborhood, you know what I mean? You might try to teach them a few things, because my dad, he taught me how to drive at an early age, just, on like private property type of stuff, you know what I mean? To where you kind of get a feel for okay, you're not going fast. You're just creeping through there through a field, and you're showing them, all right, now put your blinker. There's your blinker. You're trying to give them a heads up because you know in a couple years he's gonna be trying out for his license. Not trying out, but you know what I mean, taking
Right.
road tests and all that. So you want him to not be freaked out when that time comes. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right. Most definitely. Most
uh,
definitely, man.
because
Oh man, yeah. And oh, he coming back. I think DJ had to reboot, man,
I got
because it was somebody's audio was being scrambled.
you.
Let's see
Good
what
now.
we looking like, DJ. Yeah, man, that's a lot better. Cause I know you want to get on this conversation, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I was I was like, dang, man, this thing is just messed up in the middle.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry, man. I'm sweating too.
See, DJ's kids are like my children's age, a little bit younger, actually. For the what's the oldest, DJ?
My oldest right now is 8. My oldest is 8. I
Okay,
got another that's huh?
I'm saying yeah, that's about the same age. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got one that's 8, 6, and the twins are 3, man. So
Yeah,
them
the twin.
kids, man, they keep
Yeah,
they keep me they definitely keep me
yeah.
busy.
Yeah, man. So we looking forward to but his boys are doing the football thing and
Oh,
so he can do the fun. So I'm just hitting that stage, bro, and it's early. So man, I know you have fun. Like I got him a ball and a glove. We go out every I've been out a few times and threw the ball. You know what I mean? But it's like it's just me and him and just the rest girls, man. I got a family of 7, man. It's just me and him and the rest girls, bro. So,
Yeah.
so we got to stick tight, man. We got to stick tight, man. And how does I know Mom Dukes love Braden, man.
oh yeah.
How does your dad relate to him? Compared to how he related to you growing up.
See, that's the funny thing, man. Like how tough he was on me and my brother. He's like a big softy when it comes.
Soft.
He don't want me to say that, but the truth is the truth, man. He'll do anything. So it'll be like, when I was that age, you didn't do this or that or whatever the case may be. You just look at him like, what? You wouldn't offer me extra ice cream or just simple stuff. Taking them,
Right, right.
spoil them, and all that. He's like a big softy when it comes to
When you sit back, I know every man has a chair. You have a chair, right?
Yeah, the house.
Right. Yes, sir. So when you sitting back in your chair, leaning back, watching the game, doing whatever, chilling, and you see your son across the room, when you look at him, what do you think?
Well, right now, nowadays, I think, dang man, he's almost taller than me. What the hell flew by? It just flies by, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you just kind of have memories to where you're thinking back, like, man, I remember when he was just learning how to crawl, then walk, then talk a little bit, and then now it's that voice is changing. Instead of "Hey, Dad," it's "Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?" You know what I mean? Like, got some baby voice now. It's the truth, man. It happens so quick too. It's like that's the thing. Like you got to stay in the moment. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people kind of, in the friend group, they kind of make fun of me like I'm the picture man because I'm always like, "Hey guys, if we hanging out, let's take a picture together, or let's get a video." Because I realize, these memories need to be captured because time flies by so quick to where it's like you snap a finger, blink an eye, whatever you want to call it, and next thing you know, kids are off to college. You're already about to retire from your job. You know what I mean? It happens so quick. So it's like you want to kind of capture all those moments while you can via video footage or pictures. Because it's one thing to sit there and like live it, but once time flies by that fast, it goes so quick. It's like, man, what happened to my little boy? He's a grown man now. You know what I mean? So it just
Right.
happens real fast. So it's like you try to just enjoy everything as it's going on. You know what I mean?
And you man, I think I have a pretty good memory, but I think your memory is
Yeah,
A1, bro, because if you met someone,
yeah.
you know where you met them from, you know their name and all that stuff. I don't think you have those instances where somebody come up to you talking and you can't figure out what their name is, who they are. You know what I mean? I think because it's been times we've been in the club and he'll point somebody out. It's like, that person used to go to school with us in 7th grade, and they had this class and this thing homeroom, and I'm like, for real, word? Okay, let me go holler at them then, man. And I'll just take the information that he gave me and use it to my advantage if it was like a female or something that he was going out. You know
Fat
what I mean?
Mac
Like, oh yeah,
saying, man, like you'll remember some random stuff and then you'll say something like a key word that'll trigger the memory to him. And he'll be like, you know what? I do remember that now that you said such and such or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, and then he's always like, you're like an elephant. You know how they say elephants have great memory or whatever? I'm like, I
right,
don't know. It's just like, what's crazy is I remember the older stuff better than I do like recent stuff, if that makes sense.
right,
And
right.
but yeah, I can go back in the archives up here, and it's a trip, man. And some people might forget, and then once you mention something, I'm like, you know what? It kind of triggers something where they kind of remember it too, you know.
Right, right. So I mean, with how important is it for you to have, 3 generations of men, together during those times when you, your dad, and your son get together? How important is that to you?
Yeah, it's actually real important. Like in our family, like my parents waited a while to have me, but they didn't wait a while to have my brother. But his grandparent, like we got the same grandparents, obviously, but you know, Jimmy Jr., little Jimmy, he was the only baby out of the that the grandparents got to meet when he was an actual baby, and then before he was like 2, they already passed. You know what I mean? On both sides
Right,
of the family, my dad's side and my mom's side. So for Big Jim to still be around and get to enjoy all this, it's a blessing, man. You know, because like I said, we didn't get like I never got to meet my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? My mom's side or my dad's side. So it's for him to have them involved in, you know what I'm saying? Like if work schedule is tight and we need like an extra ride home from school or whatever the case may be, or a ride to the field and we'll get there a little bit late, but you need to, and not just my parents, like Tanisha's parents, they chip in too with the ride
right.
situation.
Yeah, Big Al.
Oh yeah, Big A and yeah, they're always there. They spoil them too. They're between all the
Yes, sir.
grandparents, Braylon's got it all set, man.
Man, that's a blessing, man, to have that support system,
Yeah.
man. Because certain people don't have that support system. You know what I mean? Families aren't close by, aren't together like that, man. Have you ever thought about you and Tanisha going back and getting brother and a sibling? Has he ever say, "Daddy, I want another brother. I want a sister. I
Well,
want something"?
that topic has come up many a times in the past couple years. But the thing is, we always hit Braylon with the lines of, you know how expensive it is for more children. You know what I'm saying? Or your Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? School clothes shopping time. You'll get way less if you got a little brother, or little sister. But that money gets cut into all the stuff you get now. It's gonna get divided up over however many more brothers and sisters you have. So he looks at that as, like I think we're all set on the children on this end. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't want no more.
Well, if we pull the trick that my parents pulled when he's a freshman in high school, that's when I popped out. When my brother was a freshman in high school. So,
Right, right,
it,
right. You still a young man now.
yeah,
You still a young man.
40's creeping up kind of fast, bro.
Hey, you be out there on your walker at graduation, man.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be that guy to where you want to get out there in the yard and throw the ball, but then your hip goes out or your back goes out. So, I wouldn't be that old, but
Right,
it's
right,
definitely easier the younger you are with the energy aspect, the time you got to put in with running here, running there, the schedules and all that. So
Trust me, I know. I got 5, man, and I ain't even hit that stage where they all doing something different at the same time yet. So it's already chaotic over this way, man.
it gets
I was just wondering, man. Because I guess you done got to the point to you almost done. You more than halfway there. You know what I'm saying? And so to start over now, that might be a task for you and Tanisha, man.
yeah.
All mine, within a year and a half, 2 years of each other, they'll be fouling on right behind each other, man. So
Yeah.
I can understand it, man. I can understand it. DJ, you got something for him?
Nah, not really.
Nah.
I was just gonna ask though. As far as like your son, he's able to see you, and then the generation before you, your father, his grandfather, I feel like that's real pivotal, man, because nowadays, man, um I don't know, it's like it's a disconnection when it comes to those grandparents, like even me, I didn't really have like such a strong connection, with my grandparents, and I kind of missed out on a lot of wisdom and a lot of stuff that could have been taught, man. So I definitely know that that's a blessing to have. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's a big. Like I said, I didn't even get the opportunity myself. My grand, but for him to soak up game from both sides of the fam, it's definitely a blessing. And they, not to speak for their generation, but I'm sure they look at things like, man, these kids with all their technology and their tablets and whatnot and their video games, they have to show more patience towards them, what I'm saying? So it kind of helps them both ways, you know what I'm saying? Teaches them how to
Oh
be
yeah.
more like the new up and coming generation. But also, if you sit back and watch the interactions, it's like they get a kick out of it, like everything, they find a lot more stuff funny nowadays versus like if we would have done something goofy, they would have been, let me get my belt or look, go get a switch or what, you know what I'm saying? Now it's,
Yeah.
so it's good for both sides of the coin.
Let me ask you this question. This may be a tough question, may not be. With your son being a mixed man, young man, right?
Yeah.
Dad's white, mom's black. All right, that's normal for you. That's not, you know what I'm saying. That's not a big deal. But with some people in this world, and with the culture of America, as he would be looked at as a black male,
Oh yeah.
right? How do you raise him with that in mind? You know what I mean? As how he should handle himself. How do you and Tanisha tackle those tough questions about identity and how other people see you and how other people may treat you? Because in the family is love on both sides. There's no schism
Oh yeah.
any way. But when he gets out in that world, and we're preparing our sons and our daughters and our children to survive and function in this world. When he's out in that world, how do you equip him with the dealing with the ignorance of other people?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's a great topic too. Like, I shoot straight with them. You know me, bro. I'm gonna tell them like, look, when you're out there in the world, your family loves you. They understand and they know what's up. You know what I'm saying? But to everybody else, you have to carry yourself a certain way because the odds are already against you. Let's be real, bro. You know how it is in America.
Yeah,
Like, you got your good cops, you got your bad cops. But if you happen to run up against a not so great cop, or not even the police, just in general, like an employee at a store, they might treat you nasty a
right,
certain way just because of the color of your skin. So I don't sugarcoat it from them. I don't hide them from how things are in the world. I let them know, like, look, man, it's gonna be tough out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta keep your head up, keep your chest out, be respectful. I said sometimes people may not be respectful to you. Just know that comes with people with a small mind. They might be racist or whatever the case may be, but it's a real thing and it's out there, and you just gotta maneuver your way to where you don't get yourself caught up in the try to hold your composure basically. Like if somebody's saying something nasty to you, like kill them with kindness instead of indulging in the, well, let me get nasty back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, your conscience is clear. You were in the right. You didn't do anything wrong to them. They have to live with that, them being nasty to somebody because of the color of their skin or whatever the case may be, their religion. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
know, and his mom, everybody, that's because it takes a village, bro. It ain't just me. It ain't his mom. It's the whole fam. You know what I mean? So, and luckily we haven't had any of those talks where he comes home and tells us like something crazy or wild happened towards him because of this or that. You know what I mean? So it's like so far we've been doing good, but we've also prepped him with how to respond to certain situations. You know what I mean? So he's getting to that age where, like I said, in a couple of years he'll start driving. So what comes with that? You might get pulled over for something. It's all about how you handle yourself. So if somebody's getting irate or out of control towards you because of whatever the case may be, you just keep your composure. Don't fall into a trap of them saying something, letting them trick you into getting angry, and then next thing you know, they got a reason. Don't give anybody a reason to come at you with violence or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So it's like we try to prep them on all that stuff because let's face it, bro. You know, it's out there and it happens. We see it on the news all the time. You see it all over social media. So, and I don't live in like this fantasy land. You know how it goes, bro. So.
Well, most definitely. Hey, he look, he a better kid than what we was, bro. Because we, but,
Oh
hey
yeah.
man, we done had already. Yeah, but we pulled over and well, we used to do some stuff back in the day, man. But I know he's a better kid than what we was, man. So hopefully he don't have those interactions with the police like we done had to have.
Things just went back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Plenty of times, man. The things we was doing, man.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I'm pretty sure you haven't exposed him to the things that you used to do. A little bit past his. Well, he's what, going on 13.
Yeah, he just turned 13, April 2nd.
So, in a few years, he'll be the age to when we was doing stupid stuff. He'll be that age.
Yeah.
Do you introduce? How do you have that conversation with him? Do you expose some of the things you did, or are you just like, just tell them like, hey man, look, I was once your age. How do
That
you have those conversations?
that's more the route I was gonna go when that time comes. Is like, listen, we've been there, done that. We've been that age. You know what I'm saying? We know what temptations or what peer pressures, and you know what I mean? Because a lot of that is peer pressure. You don't want to be the lame kid that turns down this or turns down that or says, no, I'm all right. I'll get another ride. Because you know how it goes. If somebody's under the influence and you don't want to seem like, oh, I'm not down, I'm not cool, I won't get in this car, I'll get in this car with them. Next thing you know, there's a bad accident. You may make it, you may not make it out. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna let them know, been there, done that. Daddy knows things are gonna come across your desk, so to speak, and it's up to you to make the right choices. You know what I mean? And nobody's perfect. You might not make all the right choices, but at least I can kind of put them up on game to know what is out there and what's coming soon once that time comes. You know what I mean? So he can, make the right decisions.
Yeah, we don't want him driving away from a house party with the emergency brake on.
Nah, somebody, y'all smell that smell? What's going on with my car, man? You get to where you're going, man. You had the brake on the whole way.
Yeah, man, that was a funny story, man. We had to get up out of Dodge, bro. And Roscoe had the Honda.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With was it a hatchback?
Nah, it was just a two-door Civic.
Yeah, two-door Civic, and yeah, flip the seat up to get in the back. And man, we had to get out of the cops broke up the house party, and we was doing some illegal stuff, and the man driving away from he going fast with the e-brake on, man, burning up them brakes, man.
Oh, good times, good times.
Yeah, man, that was way back when, man.
Golly.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody would have dirt on me, he would be one of the people that would have dirt on me.
Let's just say if I ever felt like writing a book,
Yeah.
well, good thing
Yeah, I have to pay them off.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Man, but yeah, man. Again, scope. bro, you're doing an amazing job, man. We want to give you your flowers, man. We know that during Father's Day, we're not always recognized, not even just Father's Day, but just in general. The man isn't as much recognized as a woman in the life, in the role that he plays in the child's life. And we want to, what I'm saying, bring and highlight the men that we know that are holding it down and being responsible and taking care of their responsibility. And you're one of them, man. And we just want to commend you for the wonderful job you're doing. We want to give you motivation to keep on doing what you're doing. We understand as fellow fathers that it's not always easy, that we don't do it for the recognition. We would love the recognition sometimes, but even without the recognitions, that we still out there doing it. You out there working, you out there providing, you out there giving sound advice, and you and this is how I feel. I refuse to let another man raise my child, and I know you feel the same way, man. You refuse to let another man raise your child, whatever the circumstances may be. And we commend you here at Degrees of Separation, man. And we appreciate you, bro, for being an example, man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the kind words, man. Thanks for having me on, guys. And back at you, man. Y'all are doing y'all's thing as well. I know somebody's got to give y'all some flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man.
Well, yeah. Oh, man.
DJ, what you got anything, DJ, man?
Oh man, I don't really have much to say, man. But I'm gonna be honest with you though. It was a great story. It was very inspiring, man. Just even just hearing that, he had one child, and you're going through. I don't know, like when I think of when I'm thinking of my kids, getting older or whatever the case may be, and my boys, I'm like, man, eventually they're gonna hit that, they're gonna have that competitive nature to where, eventually, I don't know, like I just kind of feel like they're gonna have that moment to where, they like, man, let me see if I can test that.
Oh, yeah.
With that competitive nature, they go, man, let me see if I could just test them. You feel me? See if I could get the best of them, I don't know. I think about stuff like that, you feel me? But just to hear that, you actually getting through that, or you actually getting your son's getting of age, and you didn't really mention that. So I'm like, all right, cool, maybe that's something that may not be as normal as I think it is. It might be a thing of just the past or whatever the case may be. Or,
No, it's
something that
normal.
maybe he says
Brandon might try. He might not try him in that aspect, but he might try. He gonna raise up, man. It's. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I know that time just hasn't come yet. I'm gonna have to take him up through there one time to let him know who the outlaws. He gonna know who the master
but
is. The karate champ. Nah, let me stop.
Hey, you go put some of them three ninjas
Yeah,
on him, man. Rocky Tom Tom.
yeah, man.
And what's the other one name? Rocky Tom Tom
Cole.
and Cole. Yeah, man. Yeah. Give us some of that three ninja kickback on him, man.
but I
Yeah.
I was just saying that though, you feel me, just to say, I don't know, this story is just is inspiring, even if I gotta go, even if I guess, as a man I'm gonna have to go through that phase, whatever the case may be, but yeah, man, I just give you your flowers, flowers to fatherhood, man. Yeah, that's it.
Appreciate that.
Okay, go. Hey, Sko, if you got anything you want to promote, any shout outs you want to give, or anything like that.
Well, I got some news. I don't know if you probably already seen it, but I got on at Vanguard now. So I left Danelle and I'm coaching at Vanguard.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm assistant varsity up under Travis Litt. So we got some big things in the works at Vanguard basketball. So stay tuned on that. We're gonna make it happen.
Okay. Man, the man went to the competition.
Yeah,
Yeah, hey man, hey, wherever the opportunity, you still got the house out there,
Oh
right?
yeah. Still,
So you gonna be, man. I could actually, man. This conversation can go on forever, man. Just that. you the first one to ever buy a house, bro, out of everybody, man. You done been in the house, what, 10 years
I
now?
bought it. We closed in 09. So yeah, that's a long time.
Jeez.
14 years. This man done paid off his mortgage already, man. 37 years? Oh, what, you 37?
Yeah, 37. I'm
Come
getting,
on, man. Man, been doing it. He new to this. He true to this, man.
see what happened was, to be honest, when Braylon was in the oven, I was like, listen, man, I gotta man up and just go ahead and buy a crib. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened. Braylon helped me to buy a house in a weird way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man. Dang, that's crazy, man. This man, if he had a 30-year mortgage, he halfway there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Hey,
the way.
but see, Peacock,
Dog.
out of all of y'all, who got the most? Now let's see who gonna win that.
Who got the most what? Children?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in dead last then.
Oh, I think. Well, it's between me and Fat Mac.
Yeah,
I
I'm the
think.
only one with one, so I'm in dead last, bro.
What? Fat Mac got five.
Yeah, I think
Five.
they got. Dang, I gotta go through all the kids now. I feel
Isaiah Bebo.
bad uncle can't even count right now. You got Zay, you got Adrian, Babo. Um, dang. After that, I start forgetting which one came next.
What's the girls? What's the little? He got two girls, right?
Uh,
One girl.
I know he's got the youngest boy, then the girl. I think was before the boy. I'll be forgetting.
Marley. What's her name? Marley.
Yeah, I'll be losing track, man.
Bro, I can't think of her name right
But
now. I'm bad, man. This
it's
bad.
like they were just all born, but they're already like in school. It flies so fast. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Right. I think he got five, man. I think we tied,
Yeah,
bro. And he can win if he want to. Cause
yeah.
I'm
He can win. He can have that.
You got it, bro. You got it. I'm finito, bro. Yeah, so I got five, man. And so yeah. It's supposed to say one and done.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? My brother got four, he done. You know what I'm saying? So the only person I can think about is Cac, he got one. Brian, he got one, two,
I think
three,
he got.
three.
Yeah,
His wife's two, and then and
yeah,
then and then the little girl.
yeah.
So we got three. So yeah. Me and Fat Mac. So out of the whole crew is me and Fat Mac, but yeah, man. We finito.
Yeah,
I am.
we gotta have a big reunion one of these days where we get everybody.
Yeah, man. Most definitely.
You know,
Most definitely, man. I'm
but
down. I'm down for it, man.
it's crazy with everybody's schedules and stuff, man. It gets. You know what I'm saying? If you add up all the kids' sports and whatever activities, and then whose work schedule fits with what, it's hard, man. That's what they don't tell you
Yes, sir.
about adult life. You know what I'm saying? All your boys, your whole clique you was tight with, you keep in touch, but from a distance on social media versus how it used to be like every day you chilling. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So, but we need to
right.
work though. You know.
Yes, sir. So you got the Vanguard. Any other shout outs? Any other thing? Anything else?
I ain't really playing nothing else to like say like that, but yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm halfway. I'm working
Yes, sir.
uh with the county though. I got 17 years in with them, so I'll be retired from the school board before you can blink an eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the back end of the 30 years.
So you doing 20 years?
I'm doing 30.
You got it to 30, huh?
Yeah, doing 30. So I got
They
17
let
in.
you retire with full time.
Yeah,
Full,
full.
what is it?
And they got
You do
the
30?
drop. So I'll do 30, and then if I want to get in the drop, it'll be 30.
35. Yeah.
But
Yeah, man. Hey, I salute you, bro, for sticking it out, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I've been in the same industry for 16 years. Food distribution, whatever, but two different companies. Man,
I remember
man.
before I
Hey,
tell you business, but I remember them jobs where, hey Roscoe, I might need a little ride way out there. What was that one place? Mark 3 or way out that way.
Yeah, bro.
Got done with college football. You came down and found that job way out there, and we used to ride on out, man.
Yeah, man. Yep. Hey, but I told you, man. Hey, if he got some dirt on me, man. Hey, he got some dirt on me, man. But yeah, man, I done had some gigs, man. But once I locked in with my food industry, I've been locked into that money, man. And I got to make it. I ain't got no choice but to make it. All these miles over here I got to feed, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, DJ, go ahead with the socials, man. Where they get you?
You
Yes,
said
if y'all looking for me, you can find me at Daryl Sales, DARYLLE, last name Sales, SALES, on Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse. I enjoy listening to the apologetics and what is it? The
Theologian?
theologians. There we go. Yes, I like to listen to those type of debates, man, and it's pretty good.
Yes, sir. Hey, you can find us at Degrees of Separation on everything. DEGREEZ, Degrees of Separation on Instagram and Facebook. Degrees of Separation on YouTube. Man, all one word, DEGREEZ. Um, You know what I mean? On all streaming platforms, man. That's your Spotify, that's your iHeartRadios, that's your Apple Podcasts. That's on any and every major streaming network. You can find us at Degrees of Separation. Hit us up on our Cash App, money sign NTELLECT, the number one, intellect one. We may be 1 or 2 degrees separated from each other, but when it comes to God, there should be 0 degrees of separation. And we out.
Degrees of separation, connecting to the source.